here's what I decided. I was gonna practice, and I just got a new job, so I've been working like 60 to 80 hours a week the last couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had a chance to practice, but which
That's
is
okay.
good for the simple fact that it's relatively easy. I did run through a couple of the chord progressions, and same thing happens with that finger. I just can't get it wrapped around correctly for a couple of these. So I'm going to tilt this down so everybody can see. So I'm going to do like steel guitar type.
Yeah. You know, I might have mentioned to you before that there are several people who, well, maybe not several, but there's a few people who actually play the guitar with the guitar bar just like that, like Jeff Healey used to do. You remember Jeff Healey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was blind, right? So he actually played that way. So we're gonna do Hotel California, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so let me do 3, 4 on, and then on the A minor. Okay.
Ready? Go ahead.
3, 4.
On a dark desert highway, wind in my hair, smell of eucalyptus rising up from the air. Whoops, hang on a second. There's 2 up for the Fs.
Yeah.
That didn't sound right. Hang on a second. Up ahead in the distance, I saw shimmering. Oops, 2 of them for C.
C, yeah.
Shimmering lights. 2 of them for D minor.
Yeah.
My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. She stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven, or this could be hell.
That's it.
Oops, hang on, 2 for F. Then she lit up a candle. 2 for C. And she showed me the way. D minor 2. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, hey.
Let me go to F.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place.
Such a lovely place.
A minor, there we go.
Such a lovely face. And then it basically just repeats. It's all repeating those chord progressions there.
Wow.
I mean, it does take some practice. And
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
And, you know, like I can feel it now. I haven't been practicing for a while. And the palm of my hand, you know, is feeling a little tired just because of the position and everything. But, you know, it still takes a bit of effort, of course. But at least you don't have the pain on your fingertips from those metal strings cutting into there, right?
Right.
Like my fingertips, they're feeling fine. Actually, it's funny. The palm just below my thumb, that is feeling just a little bit sore because I haven't practiced in a while. So I went through a period where I played the guitar every day for probably about 3 months straight when I was arranging all the songs, right? More than 3 months, actually, probably up to 4 or 5 months even. At the 4 or 5 month, maybe it was every other day. But I was arranging all the songs that are in the songbook. So I was practicing every single day, and it wasn't hurting my hand because I got used to it, right? Yeah. It's like anything. But yeah, that's Hotel California, sort of.
Sort of. That was our rendition.
That's our rendition. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's enough at least though that you can hear it, right? It's sounding like the familiar song, right? The chord progressions are right, and all that kind of good stuff. So it still takes some practice.
I'm sure everybody else could hear it too, but their ears were bleeding when they listened to it.
It takes a bit of practice, of course, and you know you got to have the ability to carry a tune in singing, because I mean I'm not the greatest singer. I've got my range and I can do, you know, a basic tune, but you know, I'm not a singer. So even just playing it, like I like also playing along to the YouTube video of it. And what I've done is in the songbook, if the songs that were custom arranged for the guitar bar are different than what the original song was recorded at, I actually transpose down the original recording so that you can play along with it with the chords that you have here in front of you.
So yeah, it's not difficult at all. It's just because I'll put this up here again so you guys can take a look at it. So it's not just pressing just one key. I mean, obviously, I think this is the
Some of them are one key, but most of them are two buttons you have to press to make the chord.
Yeah. To keep in mind, here's the D minor one. So you have this key right here, and then you also have this one right here. So you might look at and see, okay, I know there's a D and there's a D minor, but here's a D minor and an F over here. So I'm just kind of explaining it to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. So if it doesn't sound right, there's probably a button that you're missing, which I discovered while I was going through these. I'm like, oh yeah, there's two of them. There's two of them.
Yeah.
So, and it's just a matter of muscle memory trying to get that. A minor, there's two of them right here. Here's the A and the F. So the F is going to have two different keys right there. The A is going to have two different keys right there. But here's the A minor chord. Here's the C and a C and an E. Here's an E and so they just all match up.
You got to match it. Yeah, like you said there, if you want to play the E chord, then you press the two buttons that have an E on them, right? And most of the buttons have multiple letters on them because they're used for multiple chords.
Right.
Like for example, the what's this one? That's the E minor C E. So that one button that can be used for three chords: E minor, C, and E. Now E minor is one of those chords that only needs one button. You press that one button for the E minor, and that's it. That makes it E minor. So you can do an E minor with one button. That's the E minor right there. But for the C, you need to press two buttons. The two buttons that have a C on them.
So these
exactly, those two buttons. That makes the C. Yeah. So it is a matter, like, for me, I've practiced enough with it that I basically know which buttons make which chords.
Yeah.
Right? So there is that kind of practice, but again, you kind of learn that after just practicing it a bit. Like some of the songs, practice a few of your songs, and eventually you'll know, oh yeah, G is way down here. Oh, I know the next one up is D. Oh, the next two are A. A minor is over here. So again, like anything, it is going to take a little bit of practice to remember the map of where the buttons are. I found that it didn't take me very long before I was remembering the positions for the buttons that I needed for, you know, where do I go for D? Oh yeah, that's there. Where do I go for an A? Oh yeah, it's those ones there. So all it takes is a little bit of practice, and I would say, you know, within a few songs, you're going to know all the positions of the chords and which buttons you got to press. So it's not a really difficult thing to get used to those buttons. You know, I'm not a guitarist. I've never been able to play, but I was very impressed that I can play, well, now over 100 songs, 185 songs. Everything that's in that songbook, I can play. I custom arranged it by just using the chords that are on the guitar bar, you know, and they sound good, they sound right, and it's just amazing to be able to see yourself and hear yourself play your favorite songs, you know, with the help of this thing.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine how long it would take to like try to figure out the fingering, and then like having your fingers get adjusted to build up calluses.
Oh my God.
The strings, you know what I mean?
It takes months and months and months. Basically, So I heard from a guitar teacher that there's a 2-month hump. Basically, over 80% of guitar students quit after 2 months, right?
Yeah.
And they haven't even learned one song, right? And that's practicing regularly.
Yeah.
Because it is painful. And like you said, there's so many things that distract you when you start. First, you have to learn the chord patterns,
Right.
right? So if you think, it's difficult to remember where the D buttons are, like that's trivial, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's these two right here. Try to remember all the strings that you have to press without this thing to make that D chord.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only remembering, putting your fingertips exactly in the right position. Because if they're not exactly right, and if one of those fingers is off a little bit, it's going to sound horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Or if you're not pressing down hard enough,
if you're not pressing down hard enough, or if you're pressing too hard and you touch a string that you're not supposed to touch.
Yeah.
That's just as bad. It'll sound horrible.
Yeah.
Right? So just imagine, as a beginner, you've got to keep all these things in your mind. Meanwhile, your fingers are screaming, this hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Right? And not only that, then once, let's say you got the D, now you got to go to, let's say, an A minor, and you got to do the whole thing over again. And it's a matter of putting your fingers down at the right place with the right pressure, and it still hurts like hell. Mm-hmm. Right? And when you strum, it hurts even more because now you got vibrating metal strings digging in, right?
Yeah.
It hurts enough just when they're still, but then wait till they're vibrating, and that's when it hurts even more, And so basically, it's like, you're trying to learn the things, but you're being constantly distracted by the pain.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really a difficult task. Now, of course, not impossible. There's tons of people who play the guitar, and some people aren't as bothered by the pain as others, right? Their fingertips they don't mind it. They get over it, and they callus relatively quickly. But for a lot of people, it takes weeks and months before the calluses are really there.
Yeah.
And that you don't really feel the pain as much. But still, there's so many things like finger placement, remembering which strings to put down, and then moving from chord position to chord position. You think it might be a little difficult going from a D to an A or an A minor with buttons. Try doing that without these. And you're constantly changing your fingers on the different positions of the strings.
Yeah.
And remembering the exact chord position. So the complexities are exponentially more without the guitar bar.
Yeah.
Right. The guitar bar, all you have to do is remember basically a few key positions. Right. Where are those buttons for the chords? That is a much, much easier task that you could probably learn, I don't know, within a day of just practicing a song or two. You'll figure it out pretty quickly, and you just remember. And it allows you to just focus on the strumming, and you can do the basic strumming of just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's the easiest. People can pick that up within seconds or minutes, right? So those are all the advantages, right? It just drastically cuts the time down for you to get up and play and hear something that's recognizable.
I will record another video.
Sure.
And
I want to see your progress there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Sensei.
Yeah, like I mean, I can go back and forth a little bit. Like again, when you know the song, you know that you can do up and down strumming. I don't do complicated strumming really, but I know that it sounds a little better if you incorporate upstrokes as well as downstrokes, right? It's more varied. So like. So I vary, some of the downs with da 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 da. You just vary it a little bit as you remember how it sounds like in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's a key thing is you should know the song well in your head, right? That you understand, when the chord changes are supposed to be. So oh, here I got to change the chord before I sing the next verse, right? Or I got to change the chord on that word, or just before I sing that word, right? So all these little things, the prerequisite is you got to know the song.
Yeah, not bad out of the box.
Not bad out of the box. At least you can do something, you know?
Exactly, right?
Exactly.
I thoroughly embarrassed myself, but that's okay. It's all
No. I mean,
this thing.
we're all beginners here. We're all beginners. And really, that's what this product is for. It's for beginners. You know, it's not for advanced guitarists. They don't need this unless, of course, they have arthritis or they have a finger injury. Absolutely. There's many people who have bought it for that purpose as well.
Yep.
You know, who they used to play guitar for years, but then they had some injury. They might have had a finger cut off, or they might have gotten bad arthritis or some other difficulty. And now they can play guitar again with the help of the Guitar Bar. Right now, so I'm mostly selling it on Amazon. There is already a coupon there.
Okay.
There's a $7 coupon right now that I've had going for a little while. So it's at a really good price. It's the cheapest it's been, even cheaper than the crowdfund. So it's like 99 US with a $7 coupon on Amazon. So you got the link for the Amazon page?
Yes.
Okay. I would just recommend people go there, because then they'll clip off that $7 coupon. That's the cheapest price you'll get it for.
Well, that was a fun jam session.
Yeah. No, it's always fun. It's always fun, you know, trying to make the music, you know, getting familiar with your instrument and making progress on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We all appreciate this, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody who's watching is going to go out and pick themselves up a guitar bar.
I hope so. I hope so. It's a great thrill. You know, if you've ever had that dream, stop dreaming, start playing. You know, now you can.